I made a record 35 stinking sales. It used to be 27 on a weekend at Monster Bash Conference in Mars, Pennsylvania, but now I got 35 stinking sales 2 weeks ago at Monster Bash weekend, June 24th to 26th, 2022. I mean, 35 stinking sales. There it is. Look at that. 670 bucks plus one guy gave me 40 bucks. Says, Rock, God, Lord wanted me to give this to you. I just want to give it because he just wanted to help me out. And so I said, well, I got to give it a free DVD. So I gave him a free DVD. He goes, that's okay. I gave him one. And I said, you'll like that. I gave him a copy of David Rock Nelson Rocks Monster Bash 1998. That was my first of many David Rock Nelson Rocks Monster Bash DVDs, or video, shot on video, now on DVD. And so I'm making monster movies for over 30 years now. This is what happens when you stick with your dreams. You don't quit. You just stay with it. Don't quit. Even when people say your movies stink, like national magazines, you say, don't buy this movie, only get it in a bootleg trade. You know, they said that about Conrad Brooks versus Werewolf. Another guy said, called Conrad Brooks versus the Werewolf, says with an excretion. And that's being kind. But he says, but altogether, Conrad's scenes were hilarious. Conrad Brooks and his brothers were hilarious in the film. See, he bragged on it, but then when he talked about me, he says, oh yeah. He says, but he said, and anyway, but hey, I'm showing them now. I'm showing them now. Just look at, and one magazine said, oh, by the way, this movie I was supposed to be reviewing sucked. But who wants to hear about that anyway? That was my Mummy AD 1993. By the way, the guy that said my Conrad Brooks vs. Werewolf was an excretion, but Conrad's scenes he liked, he was good friends with Conrad, but that same guy gave me a good review for Mummy AD 1993. He really liked it. And he put a picture of me as the mummy in his magazine. On the same page, there was a picture of Ingrid Pitt from Hammer Films. And I met her in '94. She was hot, man. She was hot when I met her. I got a picture sitting in her lap with my arm around her. Yeah, she posed for pictures. Didn't cost nothing. She just posed you. Her and Veronica Carlson, real sweet people. I got my picture with both of them. But Veronica Carlson, I was just standing there with my arm around her. But Ingrid Pitt, she was a lot of fun, man. She said, you want me to sit in your lap or you sit in mine? I thought, oh, I'm going to sit in your lap. I thought that would look funny. I've got my arm around her. One guy, George Walruff from Richmond, Virginia, I think. He says, look at Rock. Yeah, look at Rock. My hand around Ingrid Pitt and sitting in her lap. But anyway, but you know, that was at FanX 94. I went to the FanX convention. That's when I filmed Conrad Brooks vs. Werewolf was a year before that. In '93, that after the FanX convention in Baltimore, Maryland, Fells Point, shot in 3 days. Yeah, and anyway, but anyway, back to what I was saying. That's a classic now. And my Mummy AD 1993, the guy that gave Conrad Brooks vs. Werewolf a bad review gave Mummy AD 1993 a good review. And this one magazine gave Mummy AD 1993 in a national magazine. In another magazine, this other guy says, oh, by the way, this movie I was supposed to be reviewing sucked, but who wants to hear about that anyway? Well, I'm showing him, I'm like my girlfriend says, we're making money off the movie you say sucks. Not so bad, eh, kid? You know, like I'm making money off the movie you say sucks. Like 670 bucks. I got one guy, his son plays baseball, and I gave him a free autograph baseball last year. I give out free stuff to the audience. You know, I found a baseball and I autographed it and I give out free t-shirts that I used to wear, throw them to the audience. Free stuff, monster stuff. Gave a few free videos I didn't want. But this guy's son plays baseball. He bought 9 of my movies this year. So altogether, 35 sales, my new record. And then Matt Brass of Sparkle Comics, he wants to do a comic on Devil Ant, so he gives me $100 for a comic for Devil Ant. And now he wants to do a comic on the Pumpkin Man, so he's going to give me $40 extra for that. My Pumpkin Man movie. And he did a comic already on Howl the Werewolf. And then look at this week, that guy found this check here for $171 from Caleb Allsmeyer from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then my good friend Jason Clark sent me a check here. Look at that, 103 stinking bucks. So 670 plus the 40, that's 710, plus the 100 from Matt Brass, he gave me, that's 810 bucks. Plus 171 from Caleb Allsmeyer, plus 103 from Jason Clark, altogether 274 plus 810. That's 1,084 bucks. That's 1,084 bucks altogether, man. But I'm gonna put that. I'll go make. I can't go to the bank till I put that in the bank. Yeah, I'm gonna keep a couple hundred. You know, leave around the house. I might need to buy another 8mm camcorder to play back my 8mm movies to use for stock footage in my upcoming movies. Because I used to film on video 8, so I saved those memories and put them on DVD, and so I could put them in my movies. Yeah, I got a lot of movies already shot. Psycho Woman coming soon. Devilland 4, Devilland Rocks Vegas. Miss Frankenstein, The Glob, The Giant Fly 2, Miss Werewolf 2, Giant Horny Toad Monster 2, Giant Horny Toad Monster Crawls Again, The Mummy Creeps, Son of Werewolf, that's a sequel to Son of Werewolf, Adventures of Janet vs. Dino Man, Adventures of Janet vs. the Zombie, oh man, I got movies coming out of my ears, man, just like in House of How to Make a Monster. You got monsters are coming out of your ears. Amen, brother. So buy my stinking movies. Buy my movies now. I'm showing my... Yeah, I'm showing my critics. I'm showing them now. I'm showing you guys now. I'm making money off the movies that you critics said sucks. Not so bad, eh, kid? yeah. I'm making money off the movies they say sucks. Yeah, not so bad, eh, kid? Yeah. I got big... Yeah, and to that guy that says, oh, you're not very prolific. You know, when I was on the trip to the... Son of Famous Monsters, 1995, May of '95 at Universal City. I was on the Amtrak bus going to LA, and this guy said, "What movies have you made?" I said, "Oh, Frankenstein versus Saddam Hussein, Dracula versus Saddam Hussein, and then Conrad Brooks versus the Werewolf." And he says, "I told him the Dracula from Space, you know." Dracula, Werewolf versus Dracula, the short films, you know, and the Pumpkin Man. He says, "Oh, you're not very prolific, are you?" And I'm like, well, you know, I've been making movies since 91 to 95. You know, it's not like I'm not Steven Spielberg. I'm not even trying to be him. I'm not trying to be, you know, what's his name? Martin Scorsese or somebody, you know, which I respect. I even sent him a free copy of Devilland later, back in 2003, about 3 years after I finished Devilland in 99. I sent him, I never heard back, but I know he's a fan of sci-fi. He likes what's that one? This Island Earth. He has a poster of it in his house. He says, "Oh, that's a very good sci-fi film." He said that on a TV interview. So I knew he liked sci-fi. But you know, I sent him I gave one to Roger Ebert. I left one in his box down at CBS Channel 2 in Chicago back in 2000. I left him a copy of Devilland, which I don't think he got around to reviewing because I met him later. I said, "Did you ever watch that movie?" He goes, "Oh, I don't think so." Well, he didn't have time. He's always watching movies. But at least I left him a copy. I tried. Anyway. So I'm showing my critics, all those magazines that said Rock's movies are no good, they stink. They said don't buy it unless it's in a bootleg trade to that guy, Griffith, whatever. And Edwards, who said, "Oh, by the way, this movie I was supposed to be reviewing sucked. But who wants to hear about that anyway?" Yeah, an alternative cinema magazine. Yeah, well, I'm showing you now. I'm making money off the movies you say suck. Yeah, and that's all you young filmmakers out there. You know, this doesn't happen overnight. I've been doing this for 30 years. 30 stinking years. You gotta move it over so you can see Frankenstein over there. You can see how far everybody, yeah. The Bride of Frankenstein. Boris Karloff. This shall be a thriller, my friends. So come with me, my friends. Come with me before it's too late. Yeah, thriller. Dun, 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 dun. Remember Thriller? Great show. But Boris hosting it, that's the best part of the show. Anyway, I want to say, so anyway, that was a show called Tonight's episode is The Weird Tailor. Yeah, and so that's the one that had Gary Clark in it, who was the teenage werewolf in How to Make a Monster in 1958. That was after Michael Landon played the teenage werewolf and I was the teenage werewolf. How to Make a Monster, Gary Clark was the guy that Pete, the makeup man, as Robert H. Harris, made up the stellar performer, Robert H. Harris, made up as the werewolf in How to Make a Monster, one of my favorite movies. 1958. It was just on a couple weeks ago on Svengoolie. Anyway, it's okay, I'll see you, man. So, my friend Jeff Block is here of the Monster Club, and we're going to go see Godzilla movies now down at Pickwick Theater in Park Ridge. And I'm going to put this money in the bank tomorrow. Yes, there, over $1,000 there. I made about $670 worth of sales at Monster Bash, plus so one guy gave me $40, and then Matt Brass gave me $100, so that made, altogether I made $810 if you count that $100 to make a comic on Devilland from Matt Brass, on a good friend Matt Brass. So, you know, I'm gonna Put that in the bank tomorrow with those 2 checks. The one from Caleb Alsmeyer and the one from Jason Clark. Okay, so okay, I'll see you, man. So have fun. And I'm gonna say, you young filmmakers, this doesn't happen overnight. The reason I'm successful now is I stuck with it. I stuck with it when people said my movies are no good. I stuck with it when people laughed at my movies. I sent free copies of Pumpkin Man to different cousins and families, and one of them was talking to my mom, and I overheard her on the phone, said, Harriet, did you see that movie your son made? I'm not Steven Spielberg. Neighbors call me up saying, Harriet, your son's, my dog's scared of your son making that monster movie. The dog was barking at me. Well, that dog barks at everything. The dog probably liked it. He's probably barking. That was his way of saying, I like that. Amen. Amen, Brother Rock. Keep making those monster movies. Keep cranking out those no budget monster movies. Okay. So, the thing is, have fun and enjoying what you do is the main thing. I did it for the love of it. I wanted to be a filmmaker ever since I've been 8 years old. I said, Dad, can you buy me that movie camera? It was an 8mm movie camera in the window in Park Ridge on Prospect Avenue, right where the Starbucks is now. It used to be a camera shop. It used to be Park Ridge Camera. Now it's a Starbucks. It's the one right across from the library. The one on Prospect Avenue, about a half a block south of the Pickwick Theater on Prospect Avenue in Park Ridge, Illinois. Now it's a Starbucks. And there's Starbucks number 2 behind it over there. About a block east of there. But the first Star, the one across from the library, there used to be a camera shop back in 1966, 64. I was about 8 years old. I said, Dad, can you buy me that 8mm movie camera so I can make monster movies? He goes, it was $35. He goes, I don't know, David, that's kind of expensive. But with my first check in the Marines, when I was in the Philippines, stationed in the Philippines after boot camp, San Diego boot camp, then I was stationed in Subic Bay, Philippines, after infantry training school at Camp Pendleton. So in January 77, with my first paycheck over there, Marine Barracks duty in Subic Bay, Philippines, I bought a movie camera, a Kodak XL movie camera, which XL means existing light. You can film in any kind of light condition without a bulb. It turns out exactly as you see it. Exactly how it appears in the camera, that's how it turns out. You don't need movie lights for that. It's called an XL movie camera. Anyway, I could film stuff on the street at night and it would turn out great. So they had to fight. 2 girls were fighting over some guy. Then some guy was kung fu fighting another guy. I got it on film. These 2 girls were fighting, kicking. And I got it on about 10 seconds, 30 seconds of that movie. I had my movie camera. Anyway, over there on Magsaysay Drive in Olongapo City, Subic Bay. Well, Olongapo City, Philippines, just off the Subic Bay Naval Base, Marine Base. Okay, but anyway, so with my first paycheck, I bought a movie camera, projector, some rolls of 8mm film and Super 8 film, and I would film stuff. I saved all my movies. I put them on DVD. Now I put them on video, then DVD, and now I use scenes of that in my movies, like scenes of me and the Marines in my movies. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'll see ya. Yeah, I'm going to the Godzilla Fest to watch monster movies with Jeff Block, so I'll see you. But you young filmmakers, hang in there. It's about not quitting. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Well, the thing is, you gotta hang in there. When the going gets tough, okay, take a break. But don't expect to make big bucks right away. You do it because you love it. You want your vision to be told. Like Spike Lee says, I love his attitude. He says, you don't do it to make money. That shouldn't be your main goal. Your goal should be, I got to have my vision has to be felt. I have to share this with people. People have to see my vision. I have to share these stories with others. Others have to see my vision. They have to see this story. It's coming from the heart. See, Spike Lee has the right attitude. He does it because he wants people to see his stories. Ed Wood, he wanted to tell stories, And it wasn't all about digital special effects like today. Oh, the mechanics. You can have the good mechanics, but that doesn't make it a good movie. What's in your heart? You want your spirit, your heart to show. Your love of what you're doing to show on screen. And if you have that attitude, whether you shoot with a lower budget camera, higher, but the movie's still going to be good. Amen. The main thing is that the story's good, the movie's good. That doesn't have to be with that big expensive camera. I used one of these. See? CX240. $189 got at Walmart with a micro memory card. That's how I shoot now. This is being shot with my video camera because I ran out of time with my memory cards. Now it's going straight to DVD with the DVD recorder. in my basement, my dungeon, my basement of monsters. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. We're gonna go to Godzilla Fest, and I'm gonna get you with my devil on.